Good morning and welcome to Warren County-Vicksburg Public Library's tutorial on how to make a creepy eyeball rose. We will have these packets available in the beginning of October, and in each of your packets you should have one floral stem with a loop on the end, a glass eye, and 3 squares of paper. Actually, you will have 6. You will each get one black rose and one red rose. You will need scissors, a pen or pencil, and some glue. Now I'm using Mod Podge, and I do not recommend using a glue stick. The glue sticks do not seem to work quite as well. You're definitely going to want some liquid glue. If you have a small brush to help you apply the glue, so much the better. So, taking your 3 squares, what you are going to do is fold it into a triangle. And then again, and one more time. Now, holding this where you see it's open at the top, I'm going to hold it closed, and I'm going to take the pen, and just underneath this point here, I'm going to mark a curved line. Then I'm going to take the scissors and cut right along that curved line. Now, right here at the very tip, cut a small hole. Now, I'm going to do this, well, first I'm going to unfold it and show you what this looks like. And I really could have stood to made a better curve here, but hey, that's up to you. It's your rose. You make it look however you want. So I'm going to do this again with the 2 remaining squares. One of the important things to remember here too, even as you look at flowers in nature, they're not always exactly perfect. They're going to have, some will have rough edges on their petals, some will be missing petals. So quite frankly speaking, it just looks a little more realistic if you have some minor mistakes. So don't worry about it. And this paper, by the way, is just copy paper that we purchased on Amazon, or craft paper. You could possibly use construction paper, but it might be a little too thick, and construction paper doesn't always take well to glue sometimes. It all depends. So move these out of the way. Okay, so now I have 3 flower shapes. Now, when you unfold it and look at it, you'll notice the fold lines form little sections here, or segments. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut along the fold lines and cut out one segment on one flower part. On the next one, I am going to cut out 2 segments. And on the third, 3 segments. The one thing I forgot to mention is in your packet you should have a plastic coffee stirrer. You're going to take that coffee stirrer and roll the petals outward. So you see how this is kind of folded up this way. You're going to roll them outward. Okay, that one and that one. And go ahead and do that on the segments you cut. All right, now, next step. You're going to take each flower part. Let's roll that just a little bit more. There we go. And you're going to take the cut ends, you're going to fold them around and glue them into place. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to take this little brush, and this is very handy too, so if you have one, you can just get a little dab of glue and place along the edge here. Fold into place and press. And set it aside for a moment and give it a chance to dry a little bit. And you're going to do this on the other larger flower parts as well. So if you're watching this video at a later time, and we're no longer doing the craft packets, I'm assuming at this point, and you would like to make your own rose, what you can do, I'm going to fold that in just a little bit more so it matches up. There we go. What you can do is you can purchase your own copy paper. Now, of course, when you purchase it, it's going to be in a large rectangle. You will have to cut it down to a large square, and then cut that square into 4 smaller squares, but you're only using 3 of the squares to make the rose. So you can potentially cut up more paper and just make yourself a whole bouquet if you want. Just decorate your whole house. The eyes are made from a printable that we found online. It's on Pinterest if you're interested. Well, we can post links to those as well. And what we did is we got these little glass stones from a local craft store, and then we just Mod Podged them onto the back of this glass stone. All right, so now I have all of my flower parts. So what you're going to do is, before you even start gluing, you can see that needs to be curled again. So you might have to make some minor adjustments as you go along. But right now, what you're going to do before you even start gluing the parts together is you're going to take each part and fit them down inside each other. So you can decide on how exactly you want them placed, because you want this to look as realistic as a rose as possible, because the roses, of course, have several layers to them. So once you've decided that, how your placement will go, I recommend taking some of the glue first on the large one piece and just kind of going around the hole in the center a little bit, right around the edge. And I suggest taking a little bit more and going around the edge of the hole on the bottom side of the second larger piece. Now I'm just going to take it here. Now, in the interest of time for this video, because otherwise we'll be sitting here for a few moments, and I'm sure you would rather not, I really recommend holding this in place for a few moments before starting the next one. But otherwise, I'm just going to stand here, or sit here rather, and stare at my hands for several minutes, which I don't particularly want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. So if it looks like it's about to fall apart, it's simply because I didn't let the glue sit for long enough. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. And you want to make sure that you can see that hole clearly too. And this is where it might look like it's trying to fall apart, but we're going to do the best we can. Okay. So we're going to pretend this is set up. Now, you are going to take this floral stem, and you see it's got this loop at the center that's bent. You're going to thread the end down through the center. And the reason for this, oops, see, there it goes, is this is going to help reinforce your eye. I recommend too, if you can, before you even thread it through, which I did not do, is put a little more glue on the underside of this loop. See if we can kind of help reinforce it a little bit more. Oops, and I got glue on the side. If that's okay, it will dry clear. So, I don't know if you can see this, but now it's threaded down through the flower. Okay, I'm going to set that down for just a moment. Now, I'm going to take the eye and put, a fairly good coat of glue on the bottom side of it. This needs to be bent just a little bit. You might have to bend your floral stem a little to get it to fit down in here. So now I'm going to take that eye and adhere it right to that stem in the middle. Now, I do have these pieces left over. On the original instructions, this was actually just a regular full paper rose. And these pieces were used for the center, but we had to take them out, of course, because we have an eyeball in the center. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a little bit of glue down towards that very edge, that bottom piece, and I'm going to go on the underside here. And this is entirely up to you. Oops, and there went my eye. I probably should have done this before I put the eye on. But I'll try to set that down very carefully. I'll show you again and try to move it. Please be patient with me. This is my first instructional video on YouTube, so please be kind. So I'm just going around and gluing these a little bit on the underside. Oops, that's too close. There we go. And it fell over. That's okay. But this is just a way to use up these pieces, and it actually makes it look like, and there it went again. So I'm going to add a little bit more glue to that. The important thing is that once you've got your rose how you want it, and again, if you're going to glue these extra pieces on the underside, I recommend doing it before you glue the eye on. And again, you can trim this up too, but now you notice it looks like it's got more layers on around the bottom. What you can also do too, and we did not include this, is you can go to the craft store. I mean, you can even go to the craft section of even a local department stores and get some floral tape, and you can just tape it under here. It'll help reinforce that stem. But once you're done, I suggest sticking this down in something and just letting it dry for about half an hour or so. But there you have it. There is our creepy Halloween eyeball rose. Thank you all very much for watching today, and we hope to do more videos like this. If you would like to see more, please let us know. If you're looking for more crafts, we would love to hear what you're interested in seeing. So thank you very much, and we hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.